Wolfenstein Youngblood still plays and very much feels like a modern day Wolfenstein game, but the cooperative elements give the series a fresh new take. This time around, you'll play as one of BJ Blazkowicz's twin daughters undertaking a mission to find your missing father in 1980s Paris. With new weapons, gadgets, and power-up abilities, Youngblood promises to bring in new ways to kick the crap out of Nazis. We spent almost an hour going hands-on with Youngblood at E3 2019 and loved a lot of what we played. However, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. Check out our list of things we loved and hated about Wolfenstein Youngblood. Playing alongside a friend as you unlock doors, search rooms, and take down hordes of varied Nazi enemies is pretty damn fun. Much more enjoyable than I anticipated. The levels are large enough so that you never feel like you are tripping over each other. The maps allow you to move around quickly and also contain enough ammo and health so that you're never really in too much trouble. If you are down, your partner can get you back in the game. Likewise, if you need armor, your co-op buddy can flash an emote and get you some. The enemies are relentless, so communication is also a critical component of the cooperative gameplay. It all just works, and works incredibly well. The twins are charming, and just like the previous games, Machine Games does a nice job creating characters who are relatable and with whom you quickly establish an emotional bond. Soph and Jess are two characters you immediately start rooting for. They are cute, sassy, and tough as nails, but also uncertain and inexperienced. In the demo, we saw a glimpse of their personalities, but really getting to know them is going to be a blast. The banter between the girls is captivating, and it most certainly left me wanting to play more to find out where the story leads us. With many shooters, I find myself skipping the cutscenes. I definitely won't be doing that with Wolfenstein Youngblood. Youngblood encourages exploration. I found myself wanting to search every room and collect everything as I powered up my tech, weaponry, and armor. My partner wanted to rush through things, but I was more interested in plodding along. Taking down enemies and searching levels results in a system that is not only necessary, but has some addictive elements as well. The progression and skill tree system in Youngblood is pretty good, albeit nothing too original. The best part of this Wolfenstein game, in my view, is the price point. At $30, this seems like a steal. Granted, this could be a very abbreviated and stripped down version of the game. If you recall, Wolfenstein 2's DLC was brutally lackluster, so hopefully Youngblood doesn't head down that same path. Regardless, $30 for a game developers are saying has more content, but a shorter campaign, than other Wolfenstein games sounds promising and like a pretty good bang for your buck. Despite new weapons, charming characters, expansive levels, and some new abilities, Wolfenstein Youngblood doesn't feel all that fresh and new. The core Wolfenstein elements all return, which should not be surprising, and the combat largely feels the same. Sure, the co-op elements add a neat new twist and work really well, but even during a short 1-hour demo, the environments and style of combat all seem the same. Hopefully Machine Games will mix up the formula a bit, but there was a large feeling of deja vu when playing, and it was hard to shake. I expected new enemies, but it certainly didn't appear like you get new ones in Youngblood. Aside from taking much more time to take down, more of that later, Youngblood's enemies are nearly identical to the enemies you'll find in Wolfenstein 2, right down to some of the super soldiers in the game that are absolute bullet sponges. Standing toe-to-toe with these enemies will only lead to your death, which I found out far too many times. That leads into my next point. Enemies in Youngblood now have health bars, and as a result, they can take more damage. A lot more damage. This makes your weapons feel like BB guns in some instances. Sure, you can take down grunts with a single shotgun blast, but nearly all super soldiers and larger enemies need ridiculous amounts of shots to take down. It makes for combat that feels drawn out and annoyingly so. I could have easily gone with the lack of a playable BJ Blazkowicz as one of my most hated aspects of the game, but instead it is the inclusion of microtransactions. Granted, it does not appear it can be used for the weapon or ability upgrades, which is a positive, but the inclusion of any micros in a Wolfenstein game at all is a bummer. And there's no telling what they will be used for once the game is fully released. I recognize this is likely to offset the cheap entry point, but hot damn micros suck and I hate that they've been included. Wolfenstein Youngblood is set to be released for Google Stadia, Microsoft Windows, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One on July 26, 2019.